JBN, we keep you informed. I am Michelle Jones, and in the news, 4 detained in connection with artist murder in St. Anne. 4 men have been detained for questioning in connection with the murder of a man at a guest house in St. Anne on Saturday. Demario Penado, a 27-year-old recording artist of Spicy Hill in Trelawny, who is known as Crown Boss, was found with multiple gunshot wounds in a motel room in Claremont on Saturday morning. More than 13 spent shells were found in the room. The police say 4 persons were taken into custody after they were intercepted in a car that was rented by Penado. Police keeping watch on Dry Harbour, St. Elizabeth, following shooting. The police in St. Elizabeth are maintaining a presence in Dry Harbour in Locovia, St. Elizabeth, where shots were fired and a car set ablaze on Sunday night. Several residents have since relocated with the help of the police. The incident came hours after the murder of 59-year-old farmer Salome Williams about 1:30 on Sunday afternoon. Williams was sitting in her yard when a vehicle with men aboard drove up. One of the men alighted from the vehicle and shot her. He also shot at another occupant of the property before escaping. 5 iron vehicles stolen from Claremont in one night. Man charged. A man accused of stealing 5 iron motor vehicles from a popular car dealership in New Kingston in one night was charged by police on Monday. Richard Michael Sudlow, otherwise called Richard Simpson, was charged after 3 BMWs, a Mercedes-Benz and a Range Rover were stolen from the dealership, which sells used and new motor vehicles. Sudlow is charged with office breaking and larceny, 5 counts of larceny of motor vehicles, conspiracy, receiving stolen property, and making a false declaration. The vehicles were reportedly stolen on March 16, 2022. Details of the robbery are not immediately available, but it is understood that someone gained access to the office at the dealership and pressed keys that were found. Whichever vehicle responded was driven off the property. Company representatives discovered the robbery the following day and reported the matter to the police. Sudlow was recently held, driving the Range Rover in St. Elizabeth. He was detained and following further investigations, was charged in connection with the robbery. DPP to decide whether charges be laid against civilian linked to Ronco gang. The Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions is to hand down a ruling on whether a civilian who is accused of being a member of the Clarendon-based Ronco gang is to be charged. This was disclosed in an application for him to be charged or released in the Kingston and St. Andrew Parish Court on Monday. Anthony Richard Lynch, who is representing the accused man, complained that his client has been in custody since March 25. The court was told that a ruling would be made by noon, but Lynch pushed for an order from the judge. Parish Judge Lauren Cole Montague said while she can appreciate the anxiety, it would be unnecessary to make an order given the fact that the case could change. The matter is scheduled for April 12 when the court will be updated. The individual was among a group of people, including 4 cops, who were arrested during a major operation last month. The Ronco gang has been linked to shootings, robberies and abductions in 7 parishes from 2019 to 2021. Security forces find 2 guns in joint Kingston operation. A joint operation conducted by the Jamaica Constabulary Force and the Jamaica Defence Force recovered 2 guns in the Ponciana Avenue Pier Lane community in Kingston on Tuesday. According to reports, a 9mm pistol and a shotgun with the serial numbers obscured were found. The operation took place between 12:40 p.m. and 1:50 p.m. No one was arrested in connection with the find. 4 charged in connection with gun found in car. 4 people were arrested and charged with illegal possession of firearm and ammunition after a car was searched at a vehicle checkpoint along the Wilson Valley Main Road in Trelawny on Saturday, April 9. Charged are 50-year-old Ian Lee, otherwise called Charlie, a farmer, 32-year-old Coletta Bent, otherwise called Sean, a shopkeeper, both of Wilson Valley, Trelawny, 31-year-old Dane Alexander, otherwise called Marcus, bartender of Lilliput, St. James, and 33-year-old Sinatra Campbell, otherwise called Golda, a farmer of New Roads, Trelawny. Reports from the Falmouth police saw that the lawmen were conducting a vehicular checkpoint when a white Nissan AD wagon made a sudden stop. This arose the suspicion of the police, who went to investigate. There were 4 people in the car, and during the search of the vehicle, Lee, who was seated at the front passenger seat, ran and escaped. A car .45 pistol with a magazine containing 6.45 rounds of ammunition were found on the floor to the front passenger seat. The other passengers were taken into custody. On Sunday, April 10, Lee turned himself over to the police where he gave a caution statement and all 4 people were charged. St. James District Constable found dead at home. 61-year-old St. James District Constable Marlon Brown was found dead at his home on Monday evening. Brown, otherwise called Big Brown, of Eden Leith District in the parish, was attached to the Mount Salem police station. He had reportedly complained to several colleagues on Sunday that he was not feeling well and left work to go home. When he did not turn up for work on Monday morning, several telephone calls were made to his cell phone, but there was no answer. A team of cops went to his home to check on him and found him lying motionless on his bed. He was rushed to hospital where he was pronounced dead. His wife was being overseas. Brown had been a district constable at Mount Salem since 1989. His colleagues have described him as a very kind, loving, jovial and hard-working individual who is always on the ball and was always ready to assist persons within the constabulary force and in his community. Shock as spirit beats security guard at Claremont Primary. The Claremont Primary School in St. James will be closed come Tuesday and Wednesday amid outrage over Monday's brutal attack on a security guard by a father. In full view of students, the parent, towering about a foot over the security guard, rained blows on him. A video of the incident shows that as the security guard lost control and fell to the ground, the parent kicked him. The parent engaged in the altercation while dressed in his Transport Authority uniform. The school administration says it will meet with parents on Tuesday and teachers on Wednesday. Meanwhile, on Thursday, only grade 6 students will attend classes. They are now preparing for their primary exit profile sittings. Regular school will resume for the more than 1,000 students enrolled on April 25 after the Easter break. The altercation between the security guard and the parent happened around 4:15 p.m. following the dismissal of school. A disagreement developed between the security officer and the parent, who apparently had made his way into the school compound in an attempt to retrieve his child. However, given the school's policy that students should be picked up at the gate, the security officer, in a bid to prevent him from going any further, tried to escort the parent back to the gate. Him step past the security, and after the security tried to get him to turn back, him grab him and slap him in the face, said a parent who witnessed the incident. The parent, who asked to withhold her name, said the 2 men wrestled for a short while. Following the incident, a number of parents who were outside the gate called on the staff members to open the gate so that they could pay him back in kind for what he had done to the security officer. However, the police were quick on the scene and the parent was removed. Meanwhile, the security guard was taken to the Cornwall Regional Hospital where he was treated before he had to undergo several tests. Cocaine seized of Pedro Keys, estimated at $300 million. The police are reporting that the drugs seized in a bust on Monday afternoon has an estimated street value of more than $300 million. 3 men have been taken into police custody in connection with the find after the vessel was seized off the coast of the Pedro Keys. Senior Superintendent of Police, SSP Stephanie Lindsay, said that the vessel with 3 men aboard was first seized on April 6. It is understood that the men solicited the help of the police after identifying themselves as fisher folk, explained that they had got into difficulty at sea and needed assistance in getting back to shore. According to SSP Lindsay, members of the Jamaica Defense Force Coast Guard told the men back to land when it was discovered during processing that the men did not possess the proper documents required by the Fisheries Act. Their vessel was seized and initial charges laid against them. When they got to their base, they started processing the necessary documentation when it was revealed that the vessel did not have the proper documentation required by the Fisheries Act. They alerted the Marine Police, who commenced an investigation and eventually charged the 3 men aboard for breaches of the Fisheries Act, and they were bailed and scheduled to appear in the St. Andrew Parish Court on May 11, SSP Lindsay disclosed. She said the Marine Police decided to launch a further investigation after items aboard the vessel rose their suspicion. Following a further search, 141 packets of cocaine, each weighing 2 kilograms, were discovered. 29 40-gallon containers with a liquid substance, which was subsequently sent for testing, were also found. The investigation has now been handed over to the Narcotics Police. Lindsay shared that this is the second major drug bust by the police in 3 days. She revealed that on Saturday, 700 pounds of compressed ganja was recovered in another operation. The senior superintendent says the discoveries will go far when disrupting the criminal networks that thrive off the drug trade. Jamaica reports 43 new COVID-19 cases, 1 more death. Jamaica on Monday reported 43 new cases of COVID-19, bringing the total number of confirmed cases reported on the island to 129,093. According to the latest statistics and the Ministry of Health and Wellness, the country also reported one more virus-related death. The death toll since the start of the pandemic now stands at 2,917. Of the newly reported cases, there were 27 females and 16 males, with ages ranging from 1 day to 108 years. The cases were recorded in Hanover 3, Kingston and St. Andrews 6, Portland 1, St. Anne 5, St. James 20, St. Mary 1, Trelawny 2, and Westmoreland 5. Meanwhile, the latest victim is a 75-year-old male from Manchester that was previously under investigation. The country also recorded 77 new recoveries, bringing the total number of recoveries to 82,094. The positivity rate in the latest round of testing was 7.8%. JBN, we keep you informed. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.